Hello, people. This is test cast revival for I think the third time already. So why don't we get started? To start off, we have Mromutt, one of our hosts, YattyYatta, our Twitter handler for TCPI. We have BuildMyPaperHeart, the Reddit moderator, PseudoCortex, which he can introduce himself.
Random guest.
And I'm Slivermasterz, the other host of TestCast. So to get us started, why don't we talk about U14 and the oncoming stuff? If we go down the list, there is player ships. So what do you guys think about player ships?
Excited.
Super excited.
I'm very excited that the ship has a voice and it will talk to you. I think that's that's the thing that makes it just unique. It's not just a ship. You just write and it talks to you.
It's like our own personal GLaDOS.
Someone actually mentioned this a week or two ago, the similarities between Destiny, Bungie's game coming out, and Warframe's U14 update with the ships and the sort of the unity of the galaxy, and there are actually quite a few similarities if you look at the layout and the UI. And just the way that the ship in general is sort of integrated into the game. And I think it does a really good job of pulling the world together. So if Warframe, well, it is following that trend, so it'll be really nice to see the universe sort of, like they've said, become more than a star chart.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Aren't they removing the star chart with this update? Or is it something else? Okay, that makes sense.
It's just being modified as a in-ship UI.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a hollow HUD for it in our ship.
It'll also make loading screens look a lot slicker too, which I'm excited for.
Oh yes, definitely.
I want that Vor bobblehead.
Yes.
I wonder if we can buy those.
I think
Yumakami is making a Vor plushie right now.
I believe she already finished it.
Did she already?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
But is it life-size yet?
No. She made it out of like felt, like fabric she just bought at like the local dollar store or something.
But yeah, maybe we can make these like bobbleheads out of Bow Prime ornaments. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Definitely got a surplus on that.
Is this are the bobbleheads going to be like in-game stuff you can buy for your ship, or like are you talking about actual bobbleheads for real life?
Either or, both.
Either or, yeah.
I'd like to see a bundle where you buy a real one off of their store and you get an in-game one for your dashboard.
That'd actually be pretty sweet.
Yeah. I think they did mention decorations for the ship. I mean, I know you will be able to color it eventually, but
purple.
They didn't really give us much on player ships during the streams. They just say you can color them, and the other customization is the docks in which you can put in specific areas. So it feels kind of like dojo modifications, where they talk about how you can have different type of labs. The only ones that they've mentioned so far are the Kubro biolabs.
On the latest, they were all in a single room, I think. They redid all of that, and it was sort of compactly put into one of the rooms. I'm not sure how that expansion is actually going to happen. If at all.
In the last stream, they showed that our little tiny ship docks with a bigger ship of ours. So we have that whole expansion.
Yeah, but even that sort of expansion area was a room in the live stream.
Yeah.
But hopefully, space accommodation becomes a thing. Get your Animal Crossing on, move furniture around.
Yeah. That's what I really want. I want full-on dojo in there.
Frickin' Darvo or something.
Oh no.
It also seems like they're revamping all the other UI screens within like inventory, the boundary, modding, and whatnot. Yeah. So hopefully that's gonna improve.
Is that UI 3.0?
Yep.
Well, out of game UI 2.0, because in-game UI had its own separate 2.0, right?
Yeah. Well, right right now we're kind of on 1.5. I mean, they redid all of the elements, but they didn't really change how it works.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, definitely. And they did say they were gonna improve the in-game where you can see what type of items you've picked up, and also the after the match UI that pops up.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
I think another thing that I'm looking forward to that's also been probably even longer coming is the new player experience. I think it's really awesome how they've sort of integrated that with the ships, the way that you sort of build it up over time, and sort of easing the player into the different mechanics, and that is going to be huge. If it works out the way that I'm hoping it will, then it's going to sort of change how people get into the game, and I think for the better, and I'm really excited about that.
It'll definitely make it a much easier starting up experience, because I remember when I first started, it was a lot of wiki research, because you see like 6 different tabs. You're like, okay, Arsenal makes sense, but modding? Foundry? What? And you just look at all the other tabs and you're just confused. But I feel like if they give us those things one module at a time, the newer players might be able to hang on a little bit easier.
Yeah, make it easier to grasp.
And easier to maintain the new player, like to maintain them, because a lot of people play it for a little bit, they don't understand what's going on, and then they stop playing.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a really good opportunity to be able to integrate the lore. I mean, the codex is kind of a half-assed patch right now, but for even experienced players to have, story lore will be really cool.
Yeah. I think that's really important for the players that have been playing for so long.
Something new to see, definitely.
Yeah.
I just realized that there's a little lotus symbol at the very front of the ship. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hey, wake up.
Oh damn.
It's the little things.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we also get sort of exterior customization, like besides tints, like if we can get different parts and stuff.
I kind of would doubt it, because we end up having the... Well, actually, I'm not sure. It depends on how much support they can build in, because I think our ship is supposed to be dropping us off on exterior missions.
Well, I mean, our warframes have armor pieces that stick out, so I mean, it's definitely a possibility eventually, right?
Yeah. I guess it all just depends on how visible the ship is in game. Because if you only see it like once every login, then there wasn't point.
Yeah.
Platinum dump.
Well, I don't. Do you skip the cutscenes every time you load a mission?
Yes.
Okay, I do too. But when you don't skip those, there is actually a good amount of the ship showing.
Definitely.
What? I didn't know you could skip them.
Yeah. Pretty much, I think it's like
every cutscene can be skippable. Yeah.
Yeah. It's for me. I just double tap spacebar.
Didn't there used to be more ship cutscene before, and then they cut a bit of it out?
Yeah, it was pretty long before.
That must have been on the... Was that on the end screen?
I think it was on the entrance. Like, you'd see the ship fly across the screen. I think they mentioned that in the stream, and how that used to be a thing. I can't remember how long ago that was, though.
Seems like forever ago now. But they still have a good number of ship scenes where you see it flying in, hovering over, and you flop out or whatever.
Yeah, but you totally missed that. Well, actually, do you miss that on the ones where you go through the grate?
I forgot what the...
Yes,
there is one for the grate one.
You don't see it on the grate. You just drop straight in, yeah.
Yeah, I think your ship just does a quick flyby and then you're dropping through the grate.
You know, now that I think about it, as we're coming into a mission, how would the Kubros follow us?
Fall on top of us?
Like, fall on top? I mean...
Well, if we're coming through a grate, I just see the dog landing on us.
Right on shoulders.
Right on shoulders? Sounds good.
Piggyback?
Do we see sentinels on when we spawn, now that I think about it?
They just kind of float down, I think.
Yeah. Sentinels can float. What
Magically
would
appear.
Kubros do?
I think we need Pokeballs.
They roll into a ball and like roll down like one of those rollers. Well, I mean, now that we're on the topic of Kubros, flawless transition. Ha ha ha. No. So Kubros.
EA, I don't know how old it will get as a. I mean, the Sentinels seem to be getting old pretty soon after they release
It
them.
did take them a
lot
while,
of them are
though.
redundant.
I mean, because people fell in love with Cube. Like once Death Cube came out, people freaked out, and then when Carrier was announced with its power, people freaked out.
Yeah,
And
I-
even with like Worm Prime, like people got interested again just because it's like, oh, it's Worm Prime and it looks different. Okay, I guess I'll get this.
The most beautiful Sentinel.
Was there a falling off with Sentinels? I feel like
I mean,
That-
they sort of all drifted towards the most practical, which was Carrier, and people sort of forgot about the other ones. So I'm wondering if that'll happen after the Kubros, if everyone will just go back to Carrier.
Well,
mhm.
I think the thing with the Kubros is we have an opportunity to make a custom one where you kind of get traits of different types into one pet through the breeding system.
And I feel like that breeding system, unless they make it very simple, I feel like the breeding system is going to be very overwhelming. Because if there's as
Yes.
many combinations as they say there are, and you have to have such specific ways of doing it, and if it's 100% based on RNG, I feel like there's going to be a lot of flipping of puppy blenders.
Yeah. Did they
Some
mention like dominant recessive alleles?
They did, yes, they did.
Okay, see that's gonna make things just so much worse.
Yeah. Although
Well,
that being
yeah.
said, there is a they did confirm that there wouldn't be a puppy blender.
So
Well, that's what the
where
player
do
ship
the
is for.
ones? Where
They're
do
still
they
thinking
go?
about it. I remember Rebecca was talking about having a planet dedicated entirely for
The
Kubros
Lotus
that had been let
Sanctuary.
go. Yeah, the Lotus Sanctuary. I would actually legitimately like to see that in the game.
I would too.
Would we be able to capture the ones that people don't want? I mean,
Just go out there with our Pokeballs.
Can we
The
adopt them?
Kubros Safari Zone.
Yes.
That
adopt
actually be kind of neat. Yeah, you can just adopt one. So like, say you have the ship or have like a ton of credits, but you're too lazy to like go get one.
What if we could trade Kubros? Like
I believe
Pokemon
you
trading.
can trade the biodisc, right?
Yeah, you
what
can
they
trade
mentioned.
the data about them. But it'd be interesting if you specifically bred a certain type and you traded it.
Yeah,
It's
you
kinda
should
like you're
actually be able
trading.
to just straight up craft that because
Yeah.
you can use the disc to like mix genes, but yeah, maybe you could just clone it too.
Yep.
That would
Give it to a
sort
friend.
of remove an element of RNG, which I'm not sure if D is willing to do. Because like if one person builds like the ultimate Kubro and then they just
Well-
start selling copies of it, I think that would screw
Well,
them up.
I think you have to remix it every time, but as long
Yeah.
as you keep your recipe. And I don't think recipes are going to have too much RNG. I think it's probably going to be you have to find the combinations. They're not going to help us with it kind of deal.
Well, I think it's hard to say for now because there's two theories about it. There's the RNG or the mix and match. You'll get what you get with one input. Will get one output, but
Well, for
I
all we
mean-
know, you got to mix, these three things together and then mix another two things over here, combine them together later, and that's how you get something. Like, probably can't combine all at once to get what you want.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm also not looking forward to it at the same
Yeah,
time.
I feel you on that one.
They sort of showed them adding emotes along with the Kubros, didn't they? Like you could pet it. I wonder if they're going to expand that to just general emotes.
They
Well,
do
they
have,
were
I
talking
think,
about it.
I do think they have some. They haven't implemented yet, but you know.
Yeah, it's all time restraint. I think they're all there. They just don't see the time.
I
And
wonder how they'll work with the Sentinel weapons, because you can equip just whatever onto your Sentinel. But I can't see the Kubros being able to wield things.
no, that would be weird.
Unless you have some sort of like extra command, you can like you yell out. Well, I guess Tennos we don't really have voice, do we? we do some sort of hand gesture and then they go attack or fetch or something. I don't know.
I think they might be adding that.
Possibly.
What
I
we
feel like
saw
that
in the
makes sense.
animations, it looked like that's what they were doing, but they
'Cause
didn't say that's it.
Kubros don't have ranged weapons, so the targeting would require them to go up at the enemy, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be weird if you couldn't control that. Like it runs off and you don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, they start getting shoulder-mounted sentinel weapons or something, and then we're in a whole different game.
The dog from Fable.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they actually mentioned a digging mechanic too.
Yeah,
It was
there's
interesting.
a treasure hunting Kubro.
Hey, we're on a ship. Go dig through the metal and see what you can find.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Who needs Necros for oxygen when you can just get 4 Kubros with the digging?
That would be really cool.
Now that
actually.
you brought that up.
What our survival?
Alright, DE can't hear that one.
Nope.
We don't need pre-nerf. But yeah, it seems interesting all the abilities they're going to be coming with, and then you mix and match it to get combos of those.
Actually, that's a good point. I'm not sure if it'll dilute the mod pool if they have more Kubro mods and stuff.
They
I think it
haven't-
was mostly going to be gene based, like their behavior. So they might just have very few mods.
Yeah, I was gonna
Kubros might not
say-
even have mods. If we think
Yeah.
about it.
They were saying they're still talking about if they have mods or not. And that was what, 2 dev streams ago or something like that, 2 or 3.
Yeah, because I think most of the mods become sort of implausible. I mean, they can't. Well, they wouldn't really be able to generate shields for you or themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
Vitality would sort of work, but most of them wouldn't, because they're all tech based.
Yeah. Good luck seeing Guardian on your Kubro. It's like, what? My
I'm gonna
Kubro
miss
gave
that.
me shields? Well, I mean, Kubros won't completely replace Sentinels because they have that rest timer, so...
Well, for all we know, they got an electronic collar that has some of that stuff on it to give you shields or whatever, you know?
Yes, your Kubro goes to revive you and then explodes after. Oh god, no.
That's a terrible idea. I would actually like to have my Sentinel, like, I don't know, wrapped around my Kubro's neck or something
Yeah.
as a collar.
Or,
That'd be cool.
Battle armor.
Just put your
Oh,
carrier on its collar as like a charm. Let it vacuum up while it runs around.
Mini vacuum.
Yeah.
As it's reviving you, has its own guardian.
Kubros
I mean, not
with
guardian.
lasers on their heads.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I'm telling you, shoulder-mounted sentinel weapons are a thing.
Like Predator.
Shoulder
Or
mounted
like,
death cube.
L-Core.
Oh man.
Wait a second. What's Helios's weapon again? Isn't it the one that?
Deconstructor?
Yeah, doesn't it shoot out its limbs? So what if you equip that on the?
Oh god.
Mecha Kubro.
They could
Mecha
finally make
Kubro.
good use
Make
of their
this a
gore
thing.
system.
Yes, mech Kubros, and it'll shoot its limbs at people and stop being able to walk. Who knows? We'll see.
So-
We'll see.
Sounds like you're trying to turn your Kubro into a Grineer or something.
No,
All
it's
the body
Grineers.
enhancements.
It's not an
You-
enhancement if it's all mech. Just saying. Well then, seems like Kubros are gonna be a cool thing, if not annoying to build with all the appearance options and different modifications. What do you guys think about the new melee weapon coming out, the Aegis and Silva? If I got that right.
So which one is the shield and which one is sword?
Aegis, like Greek
That-
Aegis.
The
Maybe it's
animation
Greek.
looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely look cool.
Not sure how it actually functions.
Did
But
they
then
say they
again-
were adding new mechanics for it?
What do you mean by new mechanics? Like, if you block with it, you'll hold the shield up?
No, I mean like balance-wise,
sure.
probably. Because it's a shield. It's different from blocking with your melee weapon. Are there going to be modifiers to the way that it blocks? Are there going to be sort of special abilities? Because if you have a shield, just an animation, but it doesn't really help the effectiveness of block, then it's kind of moot,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, that's kind of the problem with a lot of melee weapons right now. I mean, the Vanka looks cool. Looks like claws. And it's just like, well...
I mean, I could see them having a 90% block rate right off the bat with it because it's a shield. And the combos will probably have a bash somewhere in there.
New stance mods.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
definitely
God.
going to need its own stance.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I
Not
think
looking
that's
forward to grinding that.
I still haven't gotten the last one.
Nope.
Yeah, unless they can implement a way where you can hold your shield up and slash with the other hand, I don't really think there's much they can do with this.
You could get like an innate damage resistance while you have it equipped.
Yeah. I don't know.
The one thing I don't understand is when the shield separates, what does that actually do? Like, what
I
is
think
the
it's just
purpose?
a cool way of making it
Oh.
sort of expand.
Mm-hmm.
Like the energy in the middle is still part of the shield. It's just like a cool thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know.
So
I feel like
it's not like if it's gonna open up and become multiple pieces and it fly at the enemy
That'd be kind of cool.
and then come back. That'd be cool.
I think you've been playing too many Asian RPGs.
To me, just
Well, the
like an
sword
energy
is
shield.
supposed to break out of it, right? Like it opens up and you take out the sword.
Yeah, I think you pull it from
Mhm.
the center or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if they don't add new mechanics to this shield, this weapon is probably going to fall off pretty hard. After, like, the initial hype will happen, and then it'll just fall off again. They don't have interesting elements that follow along.
Yeah. Aren't they adding the Tonfa with this update as well?
Oh, yeah. Was it this update?
I
Or was
don't
it a
know.
little bit later?
I saw some concept art, I think. Maybe it was in models. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It
they've
was
gotten to the
mentioned on the
model stage at
streams.
this point.
Yeah. So it might be 14, or it might be one of the 14.1/2/3 updates. Channel reinforcements, who knows?
Oh, do we know which faction the Aegis and Silva are? I mean, I don't really recognize one.
It almost seems Tenno to me.
Seems Tenno, but do Tenno use shields?
Do ninjas use shields?
They could.
Samurai do, and we have samurai armor in the game now, so.
I didn't think samurais use shields, do they?
Not really. They just had huge plate armors.
Well, there were some shields.
For the
Just
foot soldiers,
uncommon.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks Tenno, but I'm not sure. Is it gonna be elemental? Because the animation on the video looks like it's fire. I don't know.
Or that might just be an energy field, who knows, yeah. More speculation.
The sound effect from the video sounds like fire because you hear crackling.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that
Well-
could just be the energy you're hearing too.
It gets a pretty distinct fire sound,
Okay.
campfire.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully that weapon does well. I mean, I'm looking forward to leveling it, but we'll see if we actually keep using it. Now, the last thing that has been revealed so far today, as of Monday, and I forget what the 7th, July 15th, is the Dark Sector Conflicts, the new pseudo
14th?
PvP.
It's the 14th.
Oh yes, time zone. Ha. Yeah,
Wait.
the 14th.
Yeah, they showed the new PvP in one of the clips.
Dark Sector conflicts, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when they first like revealed this, and I was super excited then, and I'm sort of halfway now. Like, because the concept's pretty cool, you know? It's a war of attrition between two sides. Yeah, it makes sense, you know? You're fighting over rails and stuff. But at the same time, I'm starting to wonder, sort of moving PvP into something that's a little more integral to the experience now. Because dark
Well,
sectors are something that people actually rely on now. You know, remember when PvP was just like, oh, in your dojo, dick around, have fun.
Yeah.
Or conclaves.
Yeah.
It was
well,
buggy.
the thing with the Dark Sector conflicts, like if we think about it, the current Dark Sector conflicts, don't think about them. You just wait until they're over, and then you just do the Dark Sectors as
Yeah,
normal.
that
is
is
very
true.
And if these conflicts are similar to these current one of these sabotage missions, it should roll over pretty quickly. So these conflicts won't last very long, and we'll go back to the original Dark Sectors. There
To
might be a
me,
change of hands of like ownership, but
yeah.
I'm be pretty excited to see, especially the. You guys know 6 Feet Under, that was in our alliance, but they left.
Uh-huh.
So they decided to form a PvP alliance just for this, and some like pretty good. Another clan that's in their alliance is the Tennos, which also probably heard about. But they're when this launches, they're going to record the fastest rail. They're going to take down the rail, like they're going to try to record the fastest rail to 0% Dark Sector PvP.
that'll be interesting.
Sounds
So
like a
I'm excited
challenge.
to see that.
I
Well, they
just hope
are a
that
PvP clan.
I just hope that they don't choose someone to like steamroll, you know, like a clan that obviously doesn't have enough resources.
Yeah. It's sad when that happens.
Yeah. Like, you know, you got to make it fair, that way it's impressive. Like if they
Mhm.
take down like one of the big clans on some of the N tier planets like Ceres or something, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, or hell, take down Satura. I mean,
No.
highly contested. Well, I mean, if people, I feel like most of the population won't really care about the Dark Sector conflicts if people just keep it to 0% taxation, regardless.
Yeah. That's true.
And then with that, these Dark Sector conflicts won't affect the other player base that doesn't look forward to PvP. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't want PvP or don't want to play it, and
Yeah, and it's designed so they don't have to. They can donate like specters or whatnot. And honestly, the people that don't want to do that probably didn't want to do what dark sectors are now anyway. I mean,
because I don't do Dark Sector conflicts right now. So,
yeah, I don't either. Unless it's a lot of credits.
So, I mean, with that in mind, most people won't need to run these.
Yeah.
If they don't want to. Yeah.
I wonder what the PvP going in, how the rewards are going to work. Like, if you're doing PvP, do the winning team take the like money, or how's that going to work?
Yeah. They don't have much revealed for it. We saw some of the gameplay where you would level up your weapons and warframes as you go up. So seems like an interesting mechanic.
Yeah, they almost made it look like it's an Outlast kind of scenario where you could be in there for a half an hour or something, it seemed like.
Yeah, well, from what I got out of the live stream, they also did mention the Spectre regiments.
Yeah, and that's one of the things why people don't have to participate. They can donate their Spectres or whatever they can to like a Spectre Legion.
And then the people who are playing can deploy them.
Yeah, and fight right alongside them.
I am wondering, actually, the more I hear about it, I mean, a lot of people have drawn the MOBA sort of comparison, but this sounding a little bit more like Titanfall, the more I think about it.
I guess it does have some MOBA elements if we're thinking about how your weapons and armor levels up as you go on.
But sort of Titanfall sort of meshes the two together in a way that's really interesting.
But you say Titanfall, but I think I was thinking more along of Star Wars Battlefront, with the capping of, because it's also a war of attrition, right? You're taking down enemy tickets, which is a very
It's a very Battlefield thing,
Battlefront-esque.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titanfall's like the same, but in the opposite direction. You know, where killing people gets points rather than takes away from a pool.
Yeah.
And either could work, which is interesting.
Leveling up is a little like Happy Wars.
Oh god. Well, that game is kind of like a MOBA-ish. Not really. But
I'm excited for the conflicts.
Yeah, definitely. For the people that do enjoy PvP occasionally, I feel like this will be a nice spice to the game.
Yeah. And actually give
try
us
it
a
out a few times.
reason. Yeah.
Hopefully there's no rewards in here that are like that can change the PvE point of the game. Like if they're gonna have some sort of like rewards or drop table in here, hopefully they make it PvP based specifically, if any.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. PvP is very different from PvE.
Yeah. And hopefully they don't make any balance changes because of PvP. I really dislike when they do that.
Well, they haven't done it before. I don't think they will.
Yeah, they have actually.
They have.
Oh.
To what?
Rage was changed because of PvP.
Nova had some changes because of PvP.
Well, no. Nova changes in PvP were PvP specific, so...
Yeah, but it was still a change, though.
Well, no, but that's fine, because it's PvP specific.
Yeah. As long as it stays PvP specific, I don't mind.
Yeah.
But when they do it for PvE, that bothers me.
I find that makes it sort of difficult to transition, because as a non-PvP player, I have no idea what my abilities are going to do in PvP, because I'm not used to it. So if I'm, I bring in Nova and I am Prime and I expect everyone to slow down and it doesn't happen, then I'm going to get a little irritated until I figure that out.
Yeah, what I would recommend for those that haven't PvP'd before or did very little PvP is to take a friend to the dojo and just play with like your favorite frames, trying all their abilities on each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Or the Conclave.
Yeah. Well, with the dojo, you can leave and come back really quickly.
Well, that's also true.
Your energy pool's always there as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think the last... Well, what do you guys think the last day on the Lisette's gonna be?
I'm thinking event.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to be trending towards event. Oh wait, what about the new frame?
Oh shit, you're right.
That's being unveiled tomorrow.
But that also could be
an
event.
That makes sense. Event
which
for
is
the
highly
new frame?
possible. Yeah, definitely. The Harlequin frame. Has there been a name reveal yet?
No.
No, but that is a really nice word to describe it.
Mm-hmm. Or the troll frame.
The troll frame. I'm secretly wishing, but if there was an event, I want to see Alavi turn into JC Gollum.
Hell yeah.
That's what he's going towards, because you see with the suspicious shipment and then the hive, you see Alavi sort of deteriorating mentally, and then I feel like he's just gonna turn into he is gonna be the JC Gollum.
Does that mean Sanuka turns into Ford?
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Shit.
And you gotta fight both of them on Eris.
But then the original is also gonna be in Jupiter at the same time? What?
I don't know.
Yeah, don't question it.
They might end up needing a new boss over there. If he gets infected.
That'd actually be super... they could do that, technically. Because if they're tiering the star chart differently with the Lisette, then they can sort of have a quote-unquote storyline.
That is true, because it would just be timelined to your ability.
And then your boss will change as you go on. That'd be really interesting, yeah.
Well, because you have
But-
to go through his regular before you could even get to Eris and see that final form.
Yeah, I don't think they're on
Oh.
the same branch, but in terms of like level locked.
Yeah.
It'd also be really like messed up if they incorporated like Alid as still part of J3 Golem. Like if he was like still conscious.
And talking to us.
Yeah.
And they did say they'd recorded a couple Darvo lines, so that might be part of the event
If
as
Darvo
well.
if Darvo becomes infested, I think half the universe will cry.
I doubt he'd get infested, but I do think he is going to be in an event really soon.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that it's for this update.
Because
Isn't-
Rebecca did have a lot of lines recorded.
Yeah. That last stream, when they talked about it, they made it sound like there is a major Darvo event coming.
Wait, Rebecca voices Darvo?
No.
Nuh-uh.
For she voiced a lot of Lotus stuff, and then she also had a screenshot on either I think it was Tumblr or Twitter, one or the other, where she showed a whole bunch of lines that were recorded and also like Darvo stuff. So
Yeah,
No.
they did a
Okay.
bunch of Darvo recordings at the same time.
I'm excited.
That makes more sense.
I want to see what happens with Fraudbeck taking over Alad V's business and then Darvo doing his thing.
and the new frame coming out.
Oh.
Hopefully the grind's not too hard.
And weird skills too, like trapping items, like
It's interesting.
Yeah, they haven't revealed much. They just talked about the ultimate and like the one or something. So I'm really looking forward to what the other abilities will do. It's a huge change to what we're used to in terms of frame abilities.
People
Which is
were sort
good.
of throwing around it's a female engineer, not, or I think another one was like the boogeyman.
ooh, that's a good one.
She kind of looks more like a boogeyman, I think.
Yeah. Well, should we wrap it up here?
Sure.
Seems like a good spot.
Okay. Well, that was the test cast revival recording number 1.
The pre U14 hype machine.
Yes, the hype train. We'll see you guys again soon. TM. Bye.
Alright, until next time, guys.
See ya.